Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another show of Taking It Back Tuesdays. I missed y'all. What's up with your OG? That's got to be my boy Henry Loach tapping in with me right there. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, once again, we back here. We taking it back, giving you a dose of what was then, that is now here now, and what they gonna be doing in the future. We doing it real tremendous that way. Shout out to Hefe from BTP Media Group. Wouldn't be a Taking It Back Tuesday without you, bruh. Do nothing but love you to death. But tonight, we have Mr. AD. Woo! It's crazy, like, to go back with this dude the way it is. It's crazy because I remember Totally Insane, and for him to pop up like he's doing now, it's crazy. We got Mr. AD Capone, who's going to be in Ad Capone, excuse me, going to be tapping in with us here pretty soon and letting us know what it was like back in the day when he was huge, letting us know what it's like now in this present day, and definitely going to let us know what's going to be happening here in this future, because the future is bright when you were Totally Insane. We just going to wait for the man to join in here. Let's try and get him back in here. See what we can make happen. I hear something. Oh, there's the man himself.
Mr. Clear?
Oh, we got that big bright ass light behind you. You missing like half your face. Oh, there we go. We in, right there. We in that. Now you as dark as me. Hold on. You as dark as me. That can't be. Yep, there we go. We got you, player.
Am I clear?
Yes, sir. You sure are, Mr. Capone. As I was introducing you to the world here on Hype Radio, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I bring you greatness every time I step here. And tonight is no different than any other time we've been on here. Ladies and gentlemen, I have the great member of Totally Insane who is now doing his own thing, Mr. Ad Capone. Welcome to Taking It Back Tuesdays, bro. How you doing tonight?
I'm good, bro. How you doing?
Man, I'm great. You getting a little blurry with the sunlight behind you a little bit.
Okay. I'm just trying to get where I got clear signal.
Okay, well, you keep moving.
I'm trying to get kind of like in a fucking clear area. Is that cool?
You good right there, bro. You right there.
Cool.
Bruh, first of all, when I heard you was coming on the show, I was like, why does that sound familiar? My boy was like, Totally Insane. I was like, no, stop playing with me. A lot of people have slept on it, but y'all done had major bang on that whole group, Totally Insane. Like, y'all lightweight, not even lightweight. Y'all was superstars out here.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Bro, you made my trips to the park and on the cruise and riding from Sac to the Bay, across the bridge, down to Oakland, out there to East Palo Alto. Y'all was like, y'all got to hear this shit. This shit go crazy. But
right on. Thank you.
So in that whole group situation, how did Totally Insane get together?
Well, what happened was, me and Tin, we grew up together.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? We met in kindergarten. We've been best friends since like kindergarten. And the school that we went to used to do like talent shows and assemblies and stuff. So, all the cats that used to rap at the school used to come together. And that's how I met like Chunk. That's how I met Doc Louie. That's how I met Tin. So, I met everybody in school. We all grew up together, and we all just grew up loving to do music, loving to rap.
Okay.
And
So
then a couple years later, I think we started in like '84. Just doing assemblies and talent shows, and going to makeshift studios and stuff. And we met TC in 1989. A homie of ours, Andre Zero Lark. Shout out to my nigga Zero Lark. He hooked us up with TC. So we started going to San Francisco and recording stuff at Bankroll Studio.
Okay.
Bankroll.
Yeah, Bankroll a famous spot now.
Hell yeah, old school. So that's how we met T. Then we just started working, start working on music and shit. It took us a few years. Direct from the Backstreet didn't come out to like 91. So we spent like 2 years in the studio just working on music, crafting art. You know what I'm saying? Putting our shit together, trying to perfect the shit, and the shit came together. Direct from the Backstreet came out like into '91.
Okay.
And shit, what they say, the rest is history.
And that was a great history because, like I said, bruh, I had all that smacking that. I remember that goes back in the day when niggas had cars, but put the house speakers into them. And put the blanket over it. Yeah, we did all that shit.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so.
Can't sit in the back seat.
Yeah, so. Okay, so time went ahead. What happened to the group? Because y'all kind of like did your thing and disappeared on the top of the game.
Well, what happened was we came out in '91. We put out 5 albums. We got 5 albums out. We did Direct from the Backstreet, Going Insane, Backstreet Life, the self-titled Totally Insane album, and The Game of Life. In early 2001, I caught a case. I went to the feds in 2001, February 2001.
Okay.
And I did like 6 years, man. And by the time I came back, the whole game had changed, and my boy 10 wasn't really into the music shit no more. So I just kind of like was trying to get him back in and trying to start working on new music. I put out a solo album in 2008 called The K Word, and I was trying to get him back in, but he had lost love for it.
Okay.
He had love for it. We had been through so much shit doing these years, doing this music. We had been through so much shit that we lost so many people and been through so much shit. He was just kind of like, man, fuck this shit. But me, my heart was still in it. So as soon as I came home, as soon as my feet hit the ground, I was running.
Yeah, because you went to college for 6 years federal. That's 6 years. That's 6 years to the second.
Yes.
So
February 01 to February 07. Exactly 6.
Well, first of all, brother, thank you for surviving that bullshit. For going to what I like to call college and coming back out here and doing this. Now, because the shit that you was rapping about, and these compared to what's going on today, the shit y'all was talking about was the shit y'all was really doing, and it wasn't just talking as compared to what it is now.
Yeah.
So my question to you now is, on the artistry that you were doing and talking about then, is there an artist of today that you can say, you know what, he's really talking that shit based on the knowledge that you have?
Yes, a few. There's a few cats out there that be spitting that game. You got cats out there like you got Kendrick Lamar out there, young cat from Compton. He's spitting that shit.
Kendrick's the beast.
From the area, you got young cats like my boy 300 Keys from East Palo Alto. He's spitting that shit.
Okay.
My boy Mac Toe. Of course, Mozzie. Mozzie be spitting that shit.
Yeah.
But there's a few cats, Chippers, and there's a few cats out here that be spitting that shit. Young dudes that got the game. You can tell they soaked the game in front of OGs, and they putting it down real proper like.
Okay. So we going back from you did your little college tour to where we at right now. Now, are we in this, and I'm hoping this is it's going to be one right answer for this. Are we in the studio with Mr. KAPONE getting ready to drop something today?
Well, the music dropping today,
are you working on some music, bro? That's all I need to know to keep me happy.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh.
For sure. I put out an album in April called 100%. It's on all streaming sites. It's on Spotify. It's on everything. KAPONE 100%. I got a whole album out right now. I put out in August. And I'm working on a new album right now. I'm probably going to drop my new album probably at the end of the year, beginning of next year, called Mansa Musa. So I stay in the lab. I built the lab at the house, man. I stay in the lab.
Okay, so we talk about we built the lab at the house. Which are we back here? Are we still here on the East Coast, on the West Coast?
I live in Modesto. I'm in California.
You down the damn street, bruh.
I'm in Modesto, bro.
I'm gonna need that album release here, bruh, in the studio.
Sure.
I'm gonna need that here.
Oh, for sure.
Cause
for sure.
With me doing the hype radio, I remember back in the day of Totally Insane and Mac Mall, The Click, SIBO, Juice,
Yep.
Pure Pressure. Shout out Shout out to my
GL,
shout out.
JT, Sales,
Yeah, shout out to my brother Juice. Shout out to my brother Juice. He just got out. He just got out. He just dropped the album. He beat the odds. Have you heard that album?
I heard some of it.
Man,
I've seen his videos.
bruh is really doing a real testimony that he did his thing with that album, and I wish him nothing but the best with that. I love Brother Death, but you know, it's great to know that, and it seemed like it's, I don't want to say a trend, but it seemed like it's something that a lot of these old school artists, and I don't want to say old school because you ain't old school because you still with the shit. Like these artists who came out a while ago will say, is now saying all this bullshit that's being put on the airwaves. Let me step back in here and really teach these cats how to really do this the right fucking way. Now, from you going to the studio back in the day, where you actually had to pay for your time and it was going and knock that shit out to where cats is building studios in the homes off of a laptop and in the bathroom with the microphone.
Right.
Do you still create the old way you were doing, or are you thinking your music a new kind of format? Because like now, it's not even 16 bars. Now it's the intro, verse, intro, end of the song.
Well, you know, the only thing that's changed is the style of recording. You know, the technology has changed.
Right.
Back in the day, we used to record on reel to reel and shit. So you know, you had to have a big automated mixing board. You had to have the reels, and you had to have a lot more equipment than you do now. But I still, you know, I'm still stuck in the same formula. You know what I'm saying? I still, my concepts and my
pull the phone. I'm getting people saying they can't see you. Pull the phone away a little bit from your face, bro.
Okay.
There you go. There you go.
The style of music, you know, I'm still doing it the same way. You know, I haven't changed shit. I haven't changed nothing. I shout out to my man Gambler. That's another cat that I fuck with, Gambler. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Gambler. But yeah, I'm still doing it the same way, man. I ain't changing my format. You know, I might have put a few new ingredients in the recipe, but it's still the same recipe. You know what I'm saying?
Hey man, you can't beat up mom's recipes, and that's the old style shit. It is what it is. But
the only difference is I'm working with younger producers.
Okay.
I keep putting them up to because I don't know if you can hear me clearly.
We hear you.
That's why I keep putting the phone up close.
Hear you just fine.
But yeah, I'm working with newer producers. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting newer sounds, like my man Stagmata. You know what I'm saying? My homeboys from the Black Camp. You know what I'm saying? My homeboy G Wayne and them from the Black Camp. My boy, you know what I'm saying? Habanero on the slab.
Okay.
You know, fuck with a lot of new cats that got them slaps. You know.
Okay, so on this last album we had, we just came out of the COVID situation. Is there some imaging to go with these songs? We got some videos somewhere?
If you go on, I have like 4 music videos for this album.
Oh.
If you go on YouTube, type in KAPONE, all my shit will pop up. I got music videos, I got documentary series on YouTube. Y'all can check out all that shit. Just type in KAPONE on YouTube and all my shit will come up.
Okay.
I got a 100% documentary series. I got 4 videos, Part of the Game, All Thou Wows, 100%, and Bag Flip. Shout out to my man King Seidel, my man D-Dow. I've been working, man. You know, when the COVID hit, it put everybody in the house, so I spend my time in the house creating, you know what I'm saying?
See, what I've been saying about COVID is, it was a horrible thing. It fucked the whole industry up. But it really, really let you know who was out here hustling and who was really about this shit. Because a lot of cats, they finagled, they did what they did, and they kept it pushing. A lot of cats weren't able to walk parking lots and lean against cars. They weren't theirs. They weren't able to do the little tax money flip on the ground. Like a lot of that fake shit. Yeah, a lot of that fake shit had to go down the drain. So I appreciate that you kept it 1,000. You put out the work to kind of prove it. Now, here we are on present day, because you've already dropped the album. You're working on another album. From what you have done with Totally Insane up to now, is there a label you trying to create? Is there a foundation you doing? What door did hip hop open for you to do besides the music? Like, is there anything else that we need to know about you besides your movies and things?
Yeah, well, what happened was, back in 1998, we was coming, in 95, we was coming to the end of our contract with Intermittent Records.
Okay.
So me and Tin put together the Insane Empire. You know what I'm saying? We had planned to put out new Totally Insane albums under our own label, which is the Insane Empire, along with other groups. But like I say, a few years later, I went to prison and shit fell apart. But we still got the label, the Insane Empire, and that's what I've been using to put out my music, is the Insane Empire. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Now with these young producers,
My own label. I'm on my own label, all independent. I'm distributed by Empire. Shout out to my man Gazi at Empire.
Gazi the King.
Gazi the King, man. So what happened was, during the pandemic, it really woke up the older cats. It woke us up to like, man, you know what? You really don't need a record deal nowadays. You know what I'm saying? The pandemic is kind of like leveled the playing field. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like it evened everything out. It woke all the OGs up. It showed the youngsters respect. You know, the youngsters got a little bit more respect for the older cats after the pandemic. I think it kind of like shook everybody up. You know what I'm saying? It kind of like made motherfuckers realize, like, man, you know, time is really limited here. I better make the best of it, you know, while I'm here. You know,
right.
As far as the OGs that I know is what it did. You know, that was my mindset of it.
Now we was just talking about that. It was me and a couple of partners. We were talking about like a lot of these young cats is doing a lot of shit that is really out of pocket. And one of my partners was like saying, well, it's the fact that there's no real OGs anymore. So it's nobody who's able to go to these young bulls and say, hey man, you can't be doing that. That's disrespectful in a manner, and they actually followed away. What do you say to that?
There's still some reputable OGs out there, but are the youngsters listening? You know what I'm saying?
A lot of these motherfuckers hard-headed.
Yeah, there's still some reputable OGs out there, just the youngsters ain't listening, you know? When I was growing up, our OGs used to tell us shit and we used to pay attention. We used to listen.
You had no choice.
We had no choice.
No choice.
Nowadays, a lot of these cats ain't really in the street like that. Like we used to be. We used to be outside every day, all day. A lot of cats ain't really out there like we used to be. So the advice we was getting from the OGs was real detrimental to us.
Right.
It might not, you know, it seemed like nowadays cats think they know everything, you know. They don't want to listen. They think they know it all, you know. But in my neighborhood, a lot of, you know, I still politic with a lot of the youngsters, man. A lot of my young homies and a lot of the young cats that's trying to do this music shit call me up and they hit me on Instagram, they hit me on Facebook. They ask me for advice. They ask me, you know what I'm saying, back in your days, how did you do this? And, you know, and I give them, you know, all the advice that I got. And all the youngsters that listen to me is doing pretty good, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I can't speak for the knucklehead. The youngsters that listen to me and listen to my family, we good, you know?
Okay. So, we working on this new album. Are we going to be getting some new videos with this new album coming too? Or are we still doing video imaging from the last one?
I'm doing both. I'm kind of like doing both. I'm still promoting the last one and working on the new one.
Okay.
Like I said, I got 4 videos out for the 100%. Y'all can check them out. Y'all go online on YouTube, check out all my videos. I got a documentary series that I started during the pandemic. Like a lot of the home videos that a lot of footage that I filmed, home videos and shit, I just put together and made like a documentary series.
Okay.
I think I'm up to 7. I think it's up to episode 7 now. But if you go on YouTube and type in KAPONE's 100% docu-series, you know what I'm saying, you can check me out and all my videos.
Okay. Now, here's a random question because I've been kind of wondering. I was trying to do my homework and I couldn't figure out. How did you come up with the name Ad Capone?
Well, growing up,
My bad, but I had to ask.
Yeah. And growing up, man, I grew up in gangster days, man. And, I studied a lot of history, you know what I'm saying? I was pretty good in school, so I studied history. And the biggest gangster of them all was Al Capone, you know what I'm saying? Out of Chicago, ran the court, the syndicate.
Yep.
And basically, I just took that. My first name is Adam. His first name is Alphonse. I just took the Al off, put the Ad. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people was calling me. My dad's name is Ad, so a lot of people I grew up, and a lot of people called me Lil Ad while I was growing up. So I just incorporated that with the Capone and came up with Ad Capone. But I spell it different. It's not CAPONE, it's KAPONE. I didn't want Al Capone family coming at me trying to sue me, you feel what I'm saying? So I switched that thing up a little.
Facts,
You
because
know,
we in California, bro. This is
not only
the Atlanta getting sued.
it's real, but not only was I just admired the man. You know, not only was he a gangster, not only was what I'm saying he a killer and a gorilla. He was a real smart dude. You know what I'm saying? Back in the 20s, this dude was making $100 million a year. You feel what I'm saying? So,
His business tactics were incredible.
So incredible. 100 years ago, he was making $100 million a year. So, I just ran with the name. That's all. Okay. Shout out to Al Capone and his family.
Shout out to the family. Okay, so here we are now. We basically off restriction. They didn't lift it up to restriction. We allowed to go outside and play. Are we going to see Mr. Al Capone on some shows here? Are we expecting a concert? What's going on?
Well, man, now that the pandemic is over and I'm full-fledged back in the game, it's on the cracking. I got shows coming up. I got videos coming up. I'm working on a couple of scripts for movies and shit. And I've been in the gym trying to get in shape. I got a lot of shit going on. I'm just trying to wake it back up, man. A lot of OGs in the game been hollering at me. You know what I'm saying? A lot of cats that I've been fucking with back in the day. Shout out to my man San Quinn, rapper Forte, Sibo. A lot of OGs we've been reaching out to each other and we linking up, and it's gonna be something serious in the Bay Area this year, man.
I'm welcoming it because I started out
Juice
this whole.
back.
Yeah, bro, Juice is all.
My man. Yeah.
He all the way back.
We got something to say, man. We still got something to say, and I mean, think about it like this. In my eyes, it's a great thing because cats like me and Sibo and Juice, we survived the game. We survived prison. We've been seeing a handful of dead homies fall. We got the game, you know what I'm saying? So now is a real important time for us to be spitting the game because, these youngsters nowadays is game goofy, man. They catching life bids for silly ass shit, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
4, 5, 10 pistol cases and they catching life bids and just dumb shit, and I think it's time for the cats from my generation to reach back and really put some game back into the game,
Okay. Now with the label that you have, that you the Insane Empire, are you looking at some young cats to add to your label?
Yeah, I have a few already. I got a few cats that I fuck with already, but I'm always open for new talent,
Okay.
Anybody out there listening that's watching this, you got some shit you want me to hear, you can send it to the Insane Empire at yahoo.com, man. Let me check you out.
Okay. Well,
I'm looking for producers. I'm looking for mixers and masters. I'm people that know how to mix and master. I'm looking for producers, man. I'm looking for a team, If y'all got some talent out there, hit your boy up. Just make some shit happen.
Well, I hope somebody out here is really paying attention to what you pushing out today, because people don't understand. It's not many chances like this happen, and trying to be cool ain't gonna be the way to get on. So it's crazy.
Real talk.
Okay, so go ahead.
My career could have been over when I went to prison. That could have been it for me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Luckily that my boys Hood Stars, shout out to Band-Aid and Scoot Hood Stars, they was keeping that shit alive while I was gone, and they was sharing with me the experience and keeping in touch with me and keeping me sharp on the game. So when I came home, I just jumped right back in the game. You know what I'm saying? With their help. Shout out to the Hood Stars.
Do you take your game from back in the day, like when you was on West Coast Bad Boys compilation album? Do you apply some of that to today?
Oh yeah, that game is still there.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I talk about the past a lot. You know what I'm saying? I talk about what I went through. I talk about my life. I talk about the sacrifices I made. I talk about the losses I took. I talk about all that shit on the music. It's still like I say, it's still my same format. I might be a little bit older. Luckily, I sound the same. My voice hasn't changed in 20-some years, so I sound exactly the same. And the game is exactly the same. I'm just a little sharper now because I'm older and I've been through more. So actually, it's better. I feel that I'm better now.
Yeah. Because you able to really express what you're trying to say.
Right.
And you got the patience to explain this shit. Because that's something we had to grow, was patience. I didn't have it at all till now. Right.
And back then, when we were doing totally insane shit, man, we was really living that shit. So we was really experiencing the shit while we was recording it. You know what I'm saying? We was really outside on the block and applying that shit to the studio when we went.
Right.
So.
Right.
And plus, we was young when Direct from the Backstreet came out, man. We was like 16 years old, man.
Damn.
Real talk.
I didn't realize that, young.
Yeah. So, we was young cats on the block, picking up the game from the OGs and writing that shit down and putting that shit down in the studio,
But you weren't putting all the exact information in there. It's some motherfuckers that will look. Yeah, I don't even understand.
Nah, I couldn't do that.
You go and do it, and then you go to the studio with it. The fuck is wrong with you? Telling on yourself.
We decoding it and adding puzzles and riddles and shit to it, and we was fucking with it.
Back when game recognized game.
Right. We weren't trying to dry snitch on nobody, but a lot of shit that we were saying was true. A lot of shit that we were saying was what we was really going through and what we was really seeing.
Okay. Well,
it was real.
Now the game done changed a lot. They done gone from guerrilla marketing to now this internet shit. Now I know how I feel, but I want to know how it is that Ad Capone feel about. Do you prefer the old school guerrilla marketing way, or you more so on this new type? I can just do it all from the computer way.
Well, the game has changed a lot. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the, like you say, the guerrilla tactics we was using, the guerrilla promotion, the guerrilla tactics we was using back in the day. Because back in the days it was hand to hand. Everything was hand to hand. You had flyers, you had CDs, you had tapes, you had posters. Nowadays everything is more social media. You know what I'm saying? So instead of me, it made it easier and harder at the same time.
Right.
Because, like I say, back then, in order to get off 100,000 CDs, you had to do that shit by feet. You had to go to those places and meet those people and shake those hands, do those in-stores, do those shows, go to those record stores and sign autographs. Nowadays, it's all social media. These cats can get 1 million fucking views from their living room now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but a lot of these cats are buying these views too now. Because you look at some people's profile and they got 5.1 million followers and they got 12 likes on a picture.
True.
Come on now. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? My whole thing though is, as far as the guerrilla and the internet, now that we finna get off restriction, I think both of them combined will actually do better, because once you start doing shows, that's guerrilla marketing, period. When you out there in the show, you passing out flyers, CDs, t-shirts, taking pictures, doing the whole shit. But I can understand from the ground up, pushing as far as the internet goes. I think the game is really it's better when people understand and get it and combine the two.
Yeah. Yes.
A lot of cats think they can just get rich off this internet shit because they seen a few cats do it, and half them cats got rented jewelry on and they borrowed a homie's car.
Definitely. You're right. I think cats should combine the old and the new. Cats should get out there and still do footwork and go shake hands and kiss babies and shit. And at the same time, still do your social media thing. Get money, do it from both ends.
Right. Okay.
My nigga Wild Bill.
Okay, so let's go to the future with this, because Ad Capone ain't gonna want to be an artist forevermore. Ad Capone's gonna do some other shit that he sees could be fruitful in his situation. What are some of those things?
Definitely. I would like to get more into, for one, first of all, I like to, find some young artists to put on my label. I want to venture out more into documentaries and film and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I've been teaching myself how to edit. I've been teaching myself Photoshop. I've been teaching myself, I've been teaching myself all the fundamentals that I need. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I would like to get into film a little bit more. I've been writing scripts and plays and doing shit like that. Working on my docu-series. I got another docu-series that I'm going to work on, Fallen Soldiers, about the dead homies. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So I got a few things on my I'm trying to do. Like you say, I don't want to be a rapper forever. Even though I love it. You know what I'm saying? Even though I love doing it and I can still do it, I would like to graduate in something else.
Right.
See where else I can go.
Okay.
Test my skills and stuff.
Well, that's big. I can't wait to see you get that director's cut for that new movie you're gonna put out. Yeah. I need my spot in the movie though, bro. I need my spot.
Oh, for sure. You got that.
I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. Ed Capone.
I've also been doing what you're doing. I got a an internet radio show called The Dope House Live that I've been doing for a few years off and on. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get that off the ground too. You know what I'm saying?
Come sit down. Come sit down. Let's chop it up, bruh. We can make this happen.
Let's do it.
Definitely.
Let's do it.
Brother,
Yeah.
it does my heart well to be able to go back in time and listen to and have a conversation with artists that I used to just slap back in the day. It is truly an honor to have you here on my show, talking to me here on Talking Back Tuesdays on Hype Radio. On Hype Radio, I do appreciate you taking the time out. If there's any shout outs, please give them out now. And also, please, if there's anybody out there who wants a real sounding OG on their album, please give them your social media so they can get in contact with you.
Oh, for sure. You can get at me. I'm on Instagram at Capone. That's at ADKAPONE. You can hit me up. I'm on Facebook / Capone Insane or the Dope House Live. Any artists out there that got some music you want me to hear, my email for my record label is theinsaneempire@yahoo.com. That's THEINSANEEMPIRE@yahoo.com. You know what I'm saying? Hit me up. Send me your demos. Send me what you got. I'm looking for beats. I'm looking for cats to know how to mix. I'm looking for cats to know how to master. So, you know, any talents that y'all got, man, just hit me up and, you know, holler at your boy, man. You know, we out here. I got a whole team rock with me. My man Wild Bill, my man Hyphelini, my man Checkmate Checkers, my man J-Rax. You know, we got squad out here, man. I got a whole label, you know what I'm saying, Baby Hoos. I got a whole, you know what I'm saying, a whole label, man. And I'm just looking for talent to help create, you know. Anybody out there that's creative, man, we look for people to help create.
That's big, man. Like I said, brother.
No matter what you're from. You don't got to be from the Bay Area. You can be from wherever, you know.
Oh, yeah.
All new sound, all new sounds is welcome. You know what I'm saying?
That's big for you to open that up. Well, brother, thank you very much for taking out the time. I know you were truly busy.
No problem, man.
I appreciate it. We definitely need to talk about your little radio show coming here on Hype Radio. We need to talk. Seeing how you just down the street, brother, is not a game up here. I thank you.
Sure.
I will be sending an email out to you. I'm going to get your email address here. I'm going to be sending you some drops, bro. I'm going to need some of that AD Capone voice here on the radio station here. And don't forget, record release right here. Right here.
I got you.
But all I want to say is, brother, thank you very much. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you for what you've done for the game. Thank you for what you're going to do for the game. And I can't wait to see your first show. I'd like to say thank you very much, and you stay safe out there, bro. Peace.
Appreciate you too, bro.
Be
Hit me anytime, brother.
Indeed.